Hello everyone, welcome back to What If Izuku Was a Leveling Hero? We still don't know what happened to the original part, but be sure to like, share, and check out the author, AC1 Again, the author's first language isn't English. I can only catch so many spelling mistakes. Also, this story is not yet completed, so this will be season 1 of this, so be sure to check out the links in the description down below. And with that, let's begin. Chapter 17. A few days later, Izuku was inside the Demon Castle dungeon, fighting the 75th floor boss, the Guide of Soul Metis. Metis is a skeleton monster wearing a black robe. Just like Izuku, but instead of shadow soldiers, he has an army of undead as his soldiers. As Metis sensed Izuku's presence, a circle of red magic under his feet, along with the gloomy energy, surrounded him. Receiving Metis's call, thousands of undead troops rose from the ground. Ordinary people will suffocate just by looking at his army. But Izuku doesn't feel that. He calmly summoned his soldiers to confront Metis's army. The number of Izuku's soldiers is not comparable to that of Metis' soldiers, but it is more than enough. Iron, Igris, clear the way. The two armies began to clash with each other. Igris and Iron easily dealt with the undead at an incredible speed. Izuku slipped among the soldiers and finally reached where Metis was. "You didn't expect this to come, did you?" Metis gasped when he saw Izuku in front of him. "Does the undead feel fear?" "Well, I don't think it matters." Izuku held the dagger in both hands. The dagger moved in an instant, making a few lines that cut through Metis's body into pieces. Although he has the same ability, Metis cannot protect himself as Izuku has. He is weak to confrontations that make him easy to deal with without his army. After all, assassins are the natural enemies of wizards. Ring. You defeated the Guide of Soul Metis, who received Spring Water of the Echoing Forest. You received 200,000 exp. You discovered the demon soul sealed in the Metis pendant. You received 220 demon souls. You leveled up. You leveled up. A series of system messages appeared in front of him, just after he defeated Metis. The undead army that lost its leader began to collapse. Izuku breathed a sigh of relief as he looked at the rest of the Metis army. Metis can summon hundreds of undead more than me, and has powerful magic abilities. It would be helpful if I could turn him into my shadow soldier, but due to its contaminated mana, I couldn't do that. He glanced at the demon body that had a message above them. This target mana is contaminated. Shadow extraction cannot be used on this target. Huh? Why can't I extract this demon shadow? He sat in a pile of bones that were the remains of Metis' army, checking the rewards he had received. Item: Demon Monarch's Necklace. Item Class S. Type: Accessory. Agility plus 20, Intelligence plus 20. The set effect will be activated when this item is used with Demon Monarch's Earring equip and Demon Monarch's Ring. Set effect 1 locked. Set effect 2 locked. Izuku was satisfied with the items he got after defeating Metis. There is still a set of items left. It means that there is a third boss level monster that I have to defeat to complete the set. But collected demon souls? 10,000. I have completed the quest. Ring. You have completed normal quest. Collect demon souls 1. You can receive the following rewards. Reward 1. Choose any item from the store. Reward 2. Bonus stats plus 20. Reward 3. Hidden reward. Accept reward 1. Ring. You can choose one item from the store. Please select the items. Izuku had already decided what to choose. There was an item he had been thinking about ever since he received the Demon Castle dungeon key. He wondered what would happen if he chose that item instead. He wasn't sure if it was in the system store, but it was worth trying. Please select the items. Cursed Random Box. You have selected Cursed Random Box. Previously, he chose Blessed Random Box and received the Demon Castle key. Thanks to that, he was able to level up and get rare items. He tried to see what he would get out of it. The box was opened, and he was surprised after seeing what was in the box. Another key. In his hand, there was a black key that appeared after he opened the curse random box. Curious, Izuku tried to look at the description of the item, but what was there made him even more confused. Item. Item class. Type. No information about it. I have never seen an item like this. What is it for? He tilted his head wondering what this item was but decided to keep it in his inventory, rather than move on to the next gift. Accept reward 2. You received bonus stats plus 20. Izuku added all the stat points he received to his intelligence stat. Stats. Strength. 178. Vitality. 137. Agility. 147. Intelligence. 153. Sense. 119. After he finished, he then moved on to the final reward. Accept reward 3. He selected reward 3. What appeared in Izuku's hand was a scroll that looked like Demon Castle entry permit. Surprised by the gift that gave him the unexpected, he decided to open it. Recipe. Holy Water of Life. You can learn the crafting method for Holy Water of Life. Holy Water of Life. Let alone I have to make it myself. Item. Holy Water of Life. Item class S. Type. Consumable. A mysterious potion that uses powerful magic to cure the user of all diseases. The whole bottle must be consumed for the herb to fully function. Heal any disease. Izuku was taken aback by the description of the item. If it is true, people will go crazy if they know. There are 3 items needed to create the Holy Water of Life. Fragment of the World Tree that can be obtained on the 50th floor after defeating Vulcan. The spring water from the Echoing Forest that can be obtained on the 75th floor after defeating Metis. And finally, the purified blood of the Demon King. This is the only thing he hasn't gotten. But looking at where he got the 2 materials before, it was obvious that the last item was on the top of the tower. The last item is probably on the 100th floor, the last boss of Demon Castle Dungeon. After thinking for a while, he decided to keep it. For the time being, he might need it one day. Somewhere in the city of Tokyo, in an alley, several teenagers were walking together through a place. As they walked, they saw a strange blue light hidden in the alley. Blue spiral energy that looked like a portal was visible on one side of the alley. They then approached it out of curiosity. Hey, look at this. What is this thing? I don't know. Maybe it's someone's quirk. One of them approached it. He tried to touch it, but couldn't get through. What is this? I can't get through it at all. Let me try. Each of them had tried, but no one could get through. One of them started to get upset and tried to use force. Move out of the way, let me do it. He began to punch the portal using his quirk a few times. The portal began to tremble and cracks began to appear in the portal. The crack was getting bigger and bigger and slowly collapsed. The teenage boy who punched the portal smiled when he broke through the portal. He turned to his friend, boasting to the others. They thought they had successfully opened the mysterious portal, but they were wrong. It was just the beginning of a disaster. A big green hand pierced the portal and grabbed the head of the teenage boy standing closest to the portal. The young man's face turned pale when they saw this. A tall figure walked out of the portal. His body was muscular green and covered in strange tattoos. He had 2 fangs sticking out of his lower jaw and wielding an axe. The creature was aware of the presence of other humans around it. It immediately swung its axe, which instantly flew into the heads of those teenagers. Not long after, some other creatures that looked like him walked through the portal. This place is full of prey, right in front. I'll start hunting first. You call our brother. The creature walked out of the alley towards the crowd of people. First, we will clean this place thoroughly. They were the so-called orcs. They were naturally talented hunters. Even if their intelligence was slightly below that of humans, they far exceeded humans in tracking and hunting. They were hunting monsters who were very pleased with the smell of flesh and blood. What just came out of the gate was just a scouting team. They had already prepared their mission. These hunters had been hiding in the dark waiting for a week. Their sixth sense warns them that even their time of searching for prey has come. The orcs reached the crowd. People didn't notice it at first. They just thought he was a weird cosplay. But all turned into chaos when the orcs slashed a few people to death in front of it. Screams began to sound, and people immediately panicked when the murder occurred. The heroes immediately gathered as soon as the attack happened. They tried to stop it, but they couldn't make much impact. Among the gathered heroes is the number 2 hero, Flame Hero Endeavor. He is in charge of dealing with monsters, while his sidekicks evacuate people. Endeavor tried to burn all the monsters, but didn't produce much damage. Just what the hell is this guy? Why doesn't my flame work on them? Not only did Endeavor's flame not work, but other heroes' attacks also didn't do much damage. Endeavor this strange, our attack didn't do damage at all. Just what exactly are these guys? Meanwhile, Izuku, who had just walked out of the demon castle, looked up at the blue sky. He was preparing to use the stealth skill so that no one would see him appear out of nowhere, but it was very quiet in Tokyo Tower. There was almost no one there. It was then that Izuku suddenly felt a mana explosion not far from where he was. He then rushed towards the source of the explosion, where he felt a large amount of magic energy gathering there. He jumped from building to building, trying not to get caught. He landed on one of the nearby buildings to see a group of orcs fighting off the heroes. How could there be a break going on here? Izuku is quite aware of the situation. Some heroes try to attack the orcs, while others evacuate civilians. There were casualties as a result of this incident. He saw 12 corpses lying on the ground. 2 of them were heroes. The number of orcs is around 20. If it continues like this, the number of casualties will increase. Feeling his responsibility as a hunter, Izuku tries to think of a way out of this situation. He had already contacted the bureau, told them that there was a dungeon break going on in Tokyo, and asked Hunter for help. Izuku's eyes scanned through the battlefield, looking for an opening to help when his eyes caught a familiar face. Izuku immediately jumped down and approached that person. Sukachi-san. Izuku, what are you here? I happened to be close, and I felt strong mana coming from here, so I came. What's the situation? Sukachi was about to tell him to evacuate, but he remembered that Izuku was someone he could turn to for help in resolving this situation. There were 15 dead people so far, and no hero attacks succeeded on the monster. This is much worse than I thought. Izuku, is this the dungeon break you told me that day? Yes, that's right. I have already contacted the bureau for help. They should arrive sooner or later. That's a relief. So what are you going to do? I will try to find the dungeon. Likely the boss is still in the dungeon. Wait, isn't that dangerous? It would be more dangerous if we didn't close the gate immediately. Let the heroes hold them until the hunters got here. All right, but I'm coming with you. We have received a report on where the gate is located. All right, let's go. As Izuku said, after Izuku and Sukachi left towards the gate, the hunters came fully armed and took over the battle. 10 hunters arrive, mostly B2 rank hunters, and one's rank Sugimoto from the Supervision Division as their leader. They argued a bit with the hero group, but after showing that they were government agents, they let it go. The plot of the battle changed with the arrival of the hunters. All the orcs were killed easily by the weapons of the hunters. The heroes who watched this scene couldn't help but feel horrified. The battles they witnessed were really on a different level. The gore scenes shown are unpleasant. The green blood and the flesh lying on the ground prove that they are not human beings. But among those hunters, there is one who almost killed all the orcs alone. They can hardly tell which human being is a monster. He is Sugimoto, the Japan's rank hunter. Chapter 18. Meanwhile, Izuku and Sukachi headed down the alley to find a gate that the orcs would have access to. When they got there, there were 2 orcs guarding the gate. The 2 of them hid behind a wall while observing the situation. Be careful, Tsukachi-san. Orcs have a keen sense of smell. Okay, but how can we get close? I'll take care of it. They talked in whispers, avoiding the attention of the orcs over there. Izuku took out a dagger from his inventory and then rushed to attack. Izuku disappeared from where he stood before and reappeared behind one of the orcs. The orcs, who didn't notice Izuku's presence, could only helplessly lose their heads to Izuku's daggers. The same goes for the other orc. He lost his head just before he had time to react. It happened so fast that Tsukachi couldn't keep up. Tsukachi wakes up from his reverie and walks toward Izuku. Are they dead? Yes, if we don't kill them. They will continue to kill humans until there is nothing left, since that is the only purpose they have. How cruel. They're not humans, Tsukachi-san. You don't need to feel sorry for them. Then what about you? For me, it's killing or being killed. It's a general rule among hunters. Just, what kind of world do you live in? Let's talk about it later. I'll go in. All right. When Izuku entered, there were no monsters inside since most of them were already outside. But there were still a few more left, including the boss. Not waiting any longer, Izuku went straight to the boss room. The boss was guarded by 4 warriors beside him. They noticed Izuku's presence and were immediately alert. You are strong enough to be able to get here, human. I have a question. Why did you kill humans? The orc tilted his head in confusion. This is the first time humans have understood their language. It's so strange you can understand our language. Just answer my question. There is a voice telling us to kill all the humans inside our heads. Did you hear it when you were in front of me? Well, then that's enough. Izuku was about to attack, but stopped when he heard his name called from behind. Izuku. He then turned around and was taken aback by the person who appeared from behind him. Tsukachi-san, how are you? I just thought that you might need help, so I just walked in and... Seems like the situation was not good. Izuku was quite surprised by Tsukachi's sudden appearance. He tried to think about how Tsukachi came in but quickly erased that thought considering he was standing in front of the enemy. How forget it. Let's figure it out later. They were in the middle of the conversation, and one of the orcs came to the front trying to attack Tsukachi. Tsukachi tried to shoot him with his gun, but it didn't even slow down at all, so Izuku went into the middle and blocked the orc's attack with his dagger. Izuku then kicked him back and sent him crashing into the wall behind the boss. Tsukachi stared blankly, amazed at how a large orc's body was able to be flown by a kid. The gun will not work on them. You will only be their target after you attract the aggro. So what do I have to do? Please step aside until I kill the boss. Oh, okay. Tsukachi couldn't help but agree since he knew he would only be a burden if he continued to interfere. Izuku was about to attack the boss, but he couldn't guarantee Tsukachi's safety with the other 3 orcs here. Igris. Izuku summons one of his knights to protect Tsukachi. Tsukachi was naturally taken aback by the Shadow Knight-shaped figure that appeared behind him and became wary of him. Izuku. What is this? He is Igris, one of my soldiers. He will protect you as I deal with the boss. After leaving Tsukachi to Igris, Izuku went to attack his boss. Izuku went head-to-head with the orc boss and his bodyguards. One of the boss's guards escapes Izuku's surveillance and tries to attack Tsukachi, who is the weakest among them, but is stopped by Igris. Igris stepped forward and slashed at the orcs and immediately returned to the police side. Izuku realized the scene and breathed a sigh of relief, then returned his focus to the battle in front of him. Boss Orc swung the axe in his hand vertically and aimed straight at Izuku's head. Izuku managed to dodge by ducking. He counterattacked to make a gap, starting to see the gap in his defense. Izuku did not let go of this opportunity and directly used the skill Vital Strike. Izuku's attack speed can be compared with the speed of the bullet, leaving scars on the boss's body. Everything happened so fast that the other 2 orc guards could only stare at their leader being killed. They couldn't move and just stood still, feeling the bloodthirsty emanating from Izuku. It didn't take long to deal with the remaining 2 orcs. After removing the mana stone from the body of the orc he killed, Izuku then approached Tsukachi, who was stunned watching the battle just now. Let's go, Tsukachi-san. Shikachi went back to his senses after hearing Izuku's call. He then followed Izuku out of the dungeon. As soon as they came out, the gate instantly disappeared by itself. A few people were already waiting for them outside the gate. It was they who were sent by the Hunter Bureau to confirm the existence of the gate that was the cause of the incident this time. Among those people, Sugimoto is also included. After he dealt with most of the orcs who came out of the gate, and the heroes who were trying to find an explanation regarding the situation they were facing, he immediately mobilized the team to find the gate location. The agents who saw Izuku immediately walked up to him. Shikachi, surprised by the agent's sudden appearance, tries to intervene but is stopped by Izuku since this is the situation he used to face after the raid. An agent then took Shikachi for questioning and checked his condition, making sure he was not injured anywhere. Sugimoto, who was also there, approached Izuku and tried to ask for details about what happened. After explaining the situation inside the dungeon and handing over the orc boss's magic stone, Izuku then asked about the situation outside. So the total casualties increased to 20 people. You're right, we were lucky. Thanks to the quick actions of the heroes, and you who immediately reported it to the Bureau, we were able to minimize the level of damage. But still, 20 people is. If only I was faster. Don't blame yourself for it. We can't do anything about what's already happened. Besides, it's still better than the last break. There were more than 100 casualties back then. You're right. You should rest. You can leave the rest to us. All right. The next day, this incident was in the spotlight in all the news media. Each of them reported the appearance of monsters that destroyed the city last night. Most of them report on how heroes bravely fought against them. But there are some media reports about some mysterious people who easily kill monsters. People began to wonder about what happened. Some even urged the government to explain. This kept the Bureau busy again. The top brass of the Bureau directly held a meeting with the ministers and the Prime Minister. Thanks to this incident, the government could not hide the facts about the existence of the gate and the monsters. In conclusion, they will make an official announcement within a week at the press conference. On the day of the announcement, the Prime Minister held a press conference, which was broadcast on all television stations. Together with the Bureau Chairman and the Bureau agents involved, the Prime Minister made a public announcement about the existence of dungeons, monsters, and people called hunters who were tasked with fighting these monsters under the auspices of the Hunter Association. When the announcement was made, it was a big mess. Almost all civilians became alarmed because their lives were again threatened, not only by the villain, but also by unknown creatures from another world. This matter became a hot topic throughout the media throughout the week and is continuing. Some information about dungeons or monsters caught on camera is widely spread on the internet. This brought a huge wave in society. They had to readapt to the changes that occurred. This change has also affected the heroes. They have received various calls from the civilians of existence about dungeons and monsters, although some of them are false. They had no choice but to divert the call to the Hunters Bureau. As a result of the commotion, the Bureau's office experienced a sudden increase in work. Their work is multiplied by the number of incoming calls. All the Bureau employees were overwhelmed with the work they had to handle. Because the existence of the dungeon is no longer a secret, Hunter's activities no longer need to be hidden, and it has received more and more attention recently. People are curious about Hunter, about how it works, and who is stronger, Hunter or hero. There were instances where civilians tried to enter dungeons, but thanks to the dungeon system that only allowed Awakened to enter, civilians were kept out of harm's way. However, it is still dangerous to be around the gates because dungeons are unpredictable places, so there are always some agents and police guarding the gates. The Hunter Association also received several interview requests. The decision was made by the chairman, and in the end, the Bureau only sent Sugimoto, who has been in the media spotlight lately thanks to his performance in the dungeon break incident. Therefore, he has difficulty dealing with the media and has no time to rest. This can be seen from the pile of documents that complete the table. He was buried with documents even today. Sugimoto lay in his chair and took a deep breath, thinking about his endless work. When will it end? There was a knock on his office door. Sugimoto looked at the door and then permitted the person to enter. He then saw Izuku enter with a plastic bag in his hand. He looked at her, wondering what brought her here. "Izuku, what brought you here?" "Just stopped by, and I also brought you lunch." "Thank you, you saved me." Izuku handed the bag to Sugimoto. He then looked around the office. The condition of the office was quite messy when he came up with a pile of documents around Sugimoto's desk. "You seem to have been busier since the dungeon break incident." "Yes, after the announcement, Chairman handed over the reporter's matter to me. And thanks to it, you became famous." "Yes, you're right. What about you? Aren't you busy yourself?" "I heard that people often gather around the gate lately." "Yes, it was quite a mess at the time. Some people tried to get in, but we were able to handle it somehow." "It must be difficult." "Not as much as you." "Well, you're right, to be honest. I missed the time the existence of the dungeon was still a secret." "Me too." After talking, Izuku came out of Sugimoto's office and headed outside to meet his other teammates, since he still has a raid scheduled to do today. He was going to attack in a ranked dungeon near the city of Musatafu with a 5B ranked team and him as their leader. He arrived in front of the association building and was greeted by the rest of his teammates. They are Kenzo Tanaka, Atsushi Kumamoto, Akari Shimizu, Kani Tawada, and Ippei Izawa. "Hello, Captain. What made you take so long?" "Sorry, Tanaka-san. I just visited a friend." A man with long hair and wearing a black marker walked toward them. "Can we go now? There are already a lot of people here." "Gather yourself, Kumamoto. Where is your pride as a man?" A girl almost about the same age as Izuku just slapped Kumamoto on the back. "It's okay, Shimizu. Where's Izawa-san, by the way?" "He's in the car." Izuku looked at the car as the girl in the hat said. She could see a man in a hood, sleeping soundly behind the seat. "Thank you, Kani-san. Well then, shall we go? And with that, I'll see you all in the next part." For those who are interested, we have a Discord down below. Be sure to aim for the stars, drink plenty of water, and for us to cause chaos. With that, take care until next we see each other again.